showtime.
Breaking news from the BS and Beer news desk.
Welcome in to the Beer Chaser. I'm your host, Dale. Today I got Tomas with me. What's up, man?
What's up, brother?
All good. And also we got Jake from the Tap Out, STWF TV. Jake, what's up, man? How you doing? Oh, we muted Jake. Hold on.
I'm good now. All right, yeah, no,
Okay,
I'm not doing too hot at all right now. We are absolutely horrible. I'm about to take this card and toss it.
Oh, all right. Well, hey, the Saints took care of the Patriots today, 34-0. Oh man, this was a really, really great game for the Who Dat Nation. As a Patriot fan here, Jake, talk to me about your feelings.
My feelings right now is throw the whole team away. This offensive line is terrible.
Yeah.
The coaching's not there. I'm gonna go ahead and give it out. When I was a high school football player, I was a special teams guy. I was the kicker and the punter on the team. The kicker and the punter both suck. They're awful. The defense, we're down two players that are injured, so the defense is absolutely nowhere near an elite level. And Mac Jones absolutely sucks. Bailey Zappi's not the answer. I'd rather see Will Greer play the rest of the year. We're tanking for Caleb, baby.
Dale, doesn't that sound like what we sounded like at the beginning of the season?
It did. Very, very familiar.
Yeah.
Very, very familiar. Oh, Jake. So listen, I saw you online, and I saw this picture come up on my feed here. Now, can you please explain this picture to me here, Jake?
I would be happy to elaborate. That is my 5-year-old daughter, Harper.
Uh-huh.
She is a Saints fan. Her mother is a Bengals fan, but her second team that she loved was Drew Brees and the Saints.
Yeah.
And we were watching a game one time, and she fell in love with him 2 years ago. We are huge Ohio State fans. I was like, the only way I'm buying you a jersey if it's an Ohio State player. I was like, crap. They draft nothing but Ohio State receivers.
That's
so
right.
I guess Michael Thomas it is.
That's right.
I was like, Harper, you want to take a picture since you're beating Daddy's team? She was like, yeah. So we go outside, and I get down, act like I'm crying, and she's pointing and laughing because her team's beating up on Daddy's team.
That's great. That is great parenting right there, putting in this Saints uniform. I love it.
That's a great shame pick, isn't it?
Yes,
it really is. That's gonna end up being a profile picture, I think.
Yeah.
But no,
Yes,
she was very happy her team won. She's very happy her team's sitting right now with a winning record.
Yeah.
She ain't mad at all, and she's having a great day so far.
There we go. I love to see it. Very, very good parenting there. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah.
Unc absolutely loves it as well. He gets a kick out of every time he sees her with the jersey on.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, hey, you on the BS and Beer Media Network here. What we got to drink, Jake?
I got a nice bottle of unopened Miller High Life. About to crack it. Nice little hiss.
All right.
But yeah, no, Miller High Life. I went cheap today just because I was like, I know the Patriots getting beat. Better not go buy the Budweiser. They don't deserve it.
There you go.
Yeah, but that's the champagne of bottled beer.
Exactly. It still tastes good. And you know what? You bang for your buck. It's $6 cheaper than a Budweiser 12-pack.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
All right, so boss, what about you?
Well, I'm doing bourbon today.
Bourbon.
So I know it's the beer chaser, but I had to change up a little bit today just to give the right gree to my team.
Yeah.
So rather than drink what you all call motor oil that I drink all the time, those nice dark stouts.
Yeah.
I went with bourbon today. I drank a few old fashions with some Woodford Reserve, and then I just had Woodford Reserve by itself on ice.
All right.
So four double shots in, and I'm feeling pretty good. I think I luck to my team. So there you go.
You did your part, Tomas.
Yes, sir.
Woodford's very good. Actually, I had someone bring up a bottle of Willet from New Orleans that I got to try. Willet's pretty nice. I really like that stuff.
No,
Oh, okay.
that's good.
All right.
They have a couple of distilleries in New Orleans that are kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
Yeah, man. Well, today I'm rolling over some rum and I got peach juice in here today. So
Rum and peach juice.
Yes.
Yeah, we can definitely tell what sectors we're on here. The Patriots fans drinking some champagne of beers, and the major winners here have got the top shelves. I like it.
If I had Blanton's, I would have had that, but Woodford is what I have, so I'm going with that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I do happen to have a question for both of you.
Okay.
And Dale already elaborated a little bit on it backstage. Did you guys expect the score to be this way, or what were you guys feeling going into the game? Like, what did you think you were going to see?
Well, I think of my fellow compatriots. I think I had the closest to the right score.
Yeah.
Right, Dale?
Yeah.
I really thought we were going to score in the mid to high 20s, but I didn't expect that 0. I thought the Patriots would score at least 13 points.
Yeah.
So I was very pleasantly surprised, but as you had said on the Patriots side, there's a lot of dysfunction on that team right now, and so it's not like they don't have players; they have some players, but I think our defense really stepped up, and that's how we got the shutout. But yeah, I expected us to score mid to high 20s based on all of the friction that we had with our offense all during the last few games. I expected them to step up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, I did not. I was not going to bet on the Saints scoring 20 points or more. So I still thought we would win the game. I just didn't expect to score as many points. So I'm pleasantly surprised by the score. Definitely the most points we scored so far this year. So
yes, I think I was the only one who said more than 20.
Yeah, we called you crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I think
saw all those. Yeah.
I think a few people had forgotten that Judon and Christian Gonzalez is out. I think that might have been what happened.
Yeah. We know as Saints fans, not to kind of put too much into somebody's starters being out, because like Green Bay starters were out and we still lost that game.
Yep.
So you still got to perform. I don't care who you're playing against.
Yeah. No, the going off of what Tomas said, the defense really did step up. The crazy thing is there really wasn't that much blitzing going on. You guys were just rushing forward. And that shows how bad that the Patriots offensive line is. You guys rushed forward, and it's a really, really good, dominant forefront you guys got with the veteran and Cameron Jordan and a lot of young guys. I forgot, Granderson, is that the other kid's name, I believe? Yeah, he was really good. They were just getting after the quarterback, and they were just doing a 4-man rush, and they were getting by and making it. It was insane. It just goes to show either just how bad the Patriots line is or just how good your guys' young front led by a veteran really is.
Talk to me about the talk with Mac Jones. Is this going to be like his last year as a Patriot?
As a Patriots fan, I would hope so. As a realistic thing, he might be benched the rest of the year if this keeps up. They're going to end up starting Zappy. They're going to end up putting Greer in for something. This team is just not good. This team could finish the season with only one win. The Jets finally might beat us after 15 straight. You never know. This team just I went in with high hopes. They said the new OC with Bill O'Brien coming back, they were starting to make Mac Jones work. Well, guess what? I have not seen it at all. We've got injuries. We got people going down, people not making catches. This team is just all around really, really bad. And when you get the guys that are diehards like me that are saying this team is just really, really bad, you know something's got to change. And this team, the whole team can go. This team is barely an XFL team to me. There's a lot that needs to change, and Mac Jones is at the forefront.
Now that we've played the Patriots, I can say some positive things. I will tell you, and Dale will tell you too, that in the draft that Zappy was in the draft, I was very high on Zappy, being that I live in Kentucky. I'd seen him play a couple of times at Western Kentucky, and I was really hoping the Saints would pick him in one of the lower draft picks when he was still on the board. So I think I'm not a Mac Jones fan at all. I can understand, the last good quarterback out of Alabama is who? Kenny Stabler? I mean, seriously, So, but I think Zappe has the skill to play in NFL. He needs experience, So I wouldn't go and say that you're only going to get one victory. I can see New England coming out with somewhere between 6 and 8 victories for the season. So you have talent. So it's just a question of putting it all together. And I think the quarterback spot for you all is really crucial. Like you said, I think you need to make a change with Jones and just sit him on the bench and give Zappe an opportunity to get some experience.
I'm starting to wonder if last year broke him without having an offensive system in place.
It's tough because you got a defensive guy calling and running all your plays, but then you go and you do get an offensive-minded OC, and it seems like it's going worse. And my only fear with Zappe is I do like Zappe, and I do believe that he can do well, but I don't want him to go in there with how bad of an offensive line we have and go and get hurt. Then what are we stuck with, Yeah. It's really tough to put him in that kind of a predicament, but if you let him start a game and you let him go all the way out there and play the full downs and everything, get a feel for how the game's going, maybe we wouldn't start 14, 21 nothing at every game.
Mm-hmm.
They got to do something because Mac Jones giving up these pick sixes every game at the beginning. It's not going to do us any favors.
Yeah, man. Yep. I'm with you there, Jake. I'm with you. So, hey, we'll see if Friday days will be going ahead for the Patriots. But hey, we're glad that we got to get right against you guys. So.
I'll tell you what, we do a little thing on the parlay. We like to go through and pick teams for the week, and whatever happens at the end of the season, you get your bragging rights. I'm currently leading, and you know what? If I want to keep leading, I better stop picking the Patriots because every week for the first 5 weeks, I picked the Patriots all 5 weeks, and they've caused me to lose 4 points. So I'm done picking the Patriots.
Yeah, there you go.
I feel your pain. I pick the Saints every week, so I feel your pain. That's why I'm in fourth place instead of first. So
fair enough.
Yeah. I feel you, man. Okay, Jake. Well, hey, we're about to just go through this game, man. If you want to stay on and go through it with us, that's cool.
I'll stay on for about another 10 minutes to see what these statistics look like, and then I'm gonna hop off.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, how we do. I'm this guy random notes through this game, and we'll go through them. First note I got is look the first drive we saw Derek Carr actually run the ball himself. Like that was a big surprise for me.
Yeah, I think overall it was a surprise to see a much better game plan in this week's game. Kamara looked fantastic in the way they were using him. And and I thought Carr, still your favorite thing, Dale. I still think he holds the ball too damn long.
Yeah.
On a lot of plays. But yeah, him moving with the ball, lots of rollouts too. So yeah, I thought that was a good part of the game, definitely.
And congratulations to Alvin Kamara, by the way. I heard he broke a record.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he I want to say he leads the team in touchdowns, the franchise.
Yeah. Like Tomas said, they really finally got Kamara back into the offense. I understand he missed because he was suspended, but last week he was Kamara and he looked good, got a lot of fantasy points. This week he blew up all over again, broke the record. I think Kamara is more confident and more bullheaded than ever. He's ready to I messed up. Now it's time for me to go win some games. And Kamara is one of my favorite running backs in the league. I love that guy.
That's right.
Our offensive line played better.
Man,
they played better last week, and I think this week they continue to improve. And again, I think it's because of the game plan. I think it's because we really ran the ball.
Yeah, we did. We ran the ball a lot better.
And Dale, I hope you have this stat being, the guy here.
Okay.
How many yards did Miller have compared to the Tulane boy at the Titans?
I'll pull up Tajay. He had a touchdown today though. So I don't know.
Okay, but in hard running situations, I thought Miller.
Yeah, he did look good.
Come around. I mean, he's really breaking the edge, and I liked what I saw from Miller today.
Yeah, I did too. Just looking at Tajay, he had 7 for 34, touchdown, 19 yards long, and Miller was 12 for 37, long of 8. So yeah, and then he had 4 for 53 for receiving, 33 yards long for that one. So.
There you go. So I think that many of my friends
Mhm.
who have been, thinking it's a bust. It's a long season. We're only 5 games in, 12 to go.
Yeah. Well, hey, keep it up. Keep it up, and you can. I'll shut up if you keep it up. How about that?
You don't have to shut up. I enjoy your conversation about it. I'm just saying, I don't think Miller's as much of a bust as a lot of our friends think he is.
Yeah. Look, I know I'm a fan. I want it now. It's microwave society, right?
I hear you.
I want it now. So.
Hey, the guy's definitely not a Davenport.
Man.
Now, careful now, because the boss gets a lot, he gets a little touchy about 2 number ones,
Yeah. So, like, going back to that first drive, well, we were kind of rushing. We're down with the play clock, and instead of burning a timeout, like, call her up and snaps the ball, and it just leads to a sack. And nobody's really prepared on the offensive line for this blitz that New England has. Why not burn this timeout? Is it just because it was the first possession? You're afraid to do that?
I would say it's too early in the game. I just assume take the 5 yards and just say, well, okay, it's all about experience. You know that, Dale. I mean, The game is just starting. They haven't gotten into a good rhythm yet. Once they got into the rhythm, and just like Drew used to do, right? Drew would get down to the last 3-4 seconds before he snapped the ball on every play, unless he was trying to take him to the deep end of the pool real quick. But, I think it's just once he got in rhythm, we didn't see that anymore. It's just a question of getting in rhythm. But no, I wouldn't have taken the timeout. Okay.
And I also don't mean to beat a dead horse, but the fellow you had on with Will, I believe, who was really hammering on your guys' OC, it could have been an OC decision. Yeah. It could have been the way that he drew it up because, Carr's so new to the system. Maybe he's just out there running the plays that he's given. So it's all on the OC to make the calls on when they're going to call the timeout or not.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe so. I just feel like the quarterback, you got your general out there, let him lead. And in that case, we were definitely rushed for time. Call a timeout. You're in the red zone. Let's try to get this thing right. Let's make a touchdown. No one's going to care about the touchdown. This timeout if you score a touchdown. So
right.
Well, I just remind you, I would agree about the OC, but remind you that when you had Drew on the field, Drew would outrank everybody, right? He'd call off Peyton's plays, he'd call off Carmichael's plays, but you're not going to see that from Carr. Carr's going to go, here are the 2 plays we've got. We either go with number 1 or I'll check to number 2, I don't think he has that same, I don't know what word, it's not really charisma.
Freedom?
Or generalship. I don't think he has the, and it's his first year, so I don't think he feels comfortable enough to tell both coaches to go pound sand. We're going to call this instead, so could be it.
Okay. The next thing I have is Headley. 2 good punts back to back where they kind of screwed him on that call.
Yeah.
And made him punt it twice. But he actually punted the ball twice, got the ball inside the 10-yard line. I want to say initially it was at the 6, then the penalty, the re-punt, got the ball down to the 5. That was amazing.
And look, I'll tell you what, I'm being completely honest. Dale, I think you did that for me, knowing that I'm a special teams guy. I think the Saints punter and the Cowboys kicker are 2 of the best stories this year. 2 of the absolute best kickers in the league right now. When you can just absolutely and kick that straight into the corner and make sure that it only stays right there. Not even if it's not in the corner and they just have to call a fair catch because of where they're at. You're doing a great job at the punting position. That's all you got to do. If you're all the way back to your 30 and you can get it deep down to their 10, great. If you're over the 50 and you can get it right into the spots where they can't do nothing, you love it. I mean, the punting game on the Saints side, absolutely beautiful. They nailed it down to a T.
Yep. All right. Branderson looked pretty good. He got some pressure early, forced pressure, which forced that interception by the Honey Badger. He returned it for a touchdown. Look, I love seeing the defense turnovers. We've been calling for turnovers last year. Now we're getting it this year. What you think about the honey badger there, Tomas?
Well, I thought that was a great play. It happens because of the defensive line pressure.
Yeah.
And, I'm so happy that the Saints were patient with Granderson, because certainly we know all about the big contract and everything for T-Hex, but the same thing. We developed Hendrickson, and then off he goes to the Bengals, because of the money. Right. Now we developed Granderson, and at least he got his money, got his bag of money. So, but yeah, this is what comes after years of good, solid coaching at that defensive end position for him. Yeah. And so now, and add to that we added some good inside people. So now the offensive line, I know my friend over here is not too happy with his offensive line, but let's give credit to the fact that the Saints defensive line put a lot of pressure on those fellows playing for the Patriots. So they might not be quite so bad because they're facing what I consider to be one of the top 3 defensive lines in the NFL. So, I think by the end of the season, you'll see that the Saints defense is going to rank way up there.
And to piggyback off that fact about the coaching and everything, you also have an incredible veteran in Jordan on one of the defensive end sides that also helps develop these guys on the thing. When you have the coaching mixed with veteran players teaching the young guys coming in to do that, you have a recipe for success. You just need to take time to let these guys groom up and get ready to that pro level. You saw that today with Granderson.
Yep. And the young rookie in the middle, Brise.
Oh man, yeah.
Like I said, that pressure in the middle. How many times did Mac Jones want to step up, but he had no place to step up into?
He wasn't. He was backing up the whole time.
Yeah. So.
Mac Jones took 2 sacks. Today we had Carl Granderson with 1, Cam Jordan and Passanio split 1.
Right.
So really good day for the defensive line.
It was at a crucial point at the end of the first half when Patriots were actually making a little bit of a run down the field. 2 sacks took them right out of field goal range, and it was over. It was an incredible defensive stance as soon as because they gave up a 14-yard pass, a 17, and something else to get them up in field goal range. 2 sacks knocked them right out of it, 4th down to a punt. It was awful. Awful for us. It was great for you. Awful for us. Right. But with that, I'll let you guys finish up the stats. I'm going to go ahead and head back downstairs. My wife just got home from work. Going to go enjoy that game. Thank you for having me on, Dale. Tomas, fantastic meeting you, brother.
Likewise, sir. Likewise.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
For you guys. Terrible for us. Good luck on the rest of your season.
Well, hang on, brother. You're going to do better in the season. Patriots will get there.
Man, you know what we hope? I'm sure you guys are used to getting fans on here, unlike me and Will, that are like, yeah, we're going to beat your butts this week, blah, blah, blah. You got me and Will on here. We're hanging our heads like, yeah, we know we suck.
We understand, bro.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you'll get this once in a while, but I can't wait for the next guy you got on. Go ahead. I can't wait for next week. You take it easy, Dale. Tomas, take it easy.
All right, so you
later,
too.
Jake.
Nice to see you.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the game. The flag that Lattimore got for unnecessary roughness when he dislodged the ball, they reviewed it and they call it a complete pass still, even though the ball was on the ground.
And they continue with the penalty.
Yes.
and you remember, I texted to all of y'all. I said, "Are we playing real big boy football or what?"
Right.
There was nothing to be penalized there.
Nothing.
He didn't lead with the crown of his helmet. He didn't. It wasn't spearing. It wasn't any of those things.
Call it what it was. Hey, defensive guy doing his job.
Exactly. So and it was a questionable reception. And they have that rule, Dale. It's like 1 knee equals 2 feet. One butt cheek equals 2 feet.
Right.
So it's like, man, do I really have to watch butt cheeks and knees? Really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for sure. Now the Saints, they kept doing this throughout the game. Randomly, they will have these penalties, like on the offensive side of the ball, illegal motion. You have false starts. Like they were killing themselves in their drives with these penalties.
Yeah, but wait now. I don't know. Maybe it's just me because I'm old, but it used to be that when you had illegal motion, it meant you moved. It didn't mean that you flexed your knee. It didn't mean that you shrugged your shoulders. You know, I'm like, really? You know, you've got Olave out there. He flexed his knee. I mean, he didn't move.
Yeah.
He flexed his knee. His feet were in the same place. Oh, there's the flag, you know, illegal motion. Yeah. And I can't remember who the other one was on, but another one, same thing. He kind of moved his shoulders and another. So these are tick-tacky kind of penalties, you know. And now that Sean Payton isn't here, I don't understand why we're getting these penalties.
Yeah, I thought the refs would, take it a little bit more easier on us, but they're not.
Yeah.
And so this game we had 12 penalties for 86 yards versus the Patriots with 5 for 30.
Yeah, way too many. Way too many. Yeah. But again, when they call them ticky-tacky kind of, penalties, at least it wasn't for 100 yards. You know, that's the real killer. Once that number for yardage goes over 100,
it's like a touchdown.
Bad sign. So it was a lot. Don't get me wrong, but I think that again, it's just part of the game. Just part of the game.
Yep. Saints convert in the red zone for a touchdown. AK 14-0 Saints. This is where they ran the stretch play in there on the goal line there, and AK punched it in. I said he was due for a touchdown on the fantasy show. He finally got that touchdown. Hopefully there's more to come because my fantasy team can really use it.
Likewise here, brother. Likewise. And it's really funny because I have two different fantasy teams, and one's on ESPN and one's on Yahoo, right? And of course, the points are different, right? I don't have the same point layout, even with the same players. But thank goodness Kamara finally came to life and got me some points, right? So, and I would say this to you, and again, I go back to what I said earlier, the game plan. I think the game plan is what helped us see Kamara gain confidence. He's a confident guy to begin with.
Yeah,
but I think the offensive line gained confidence, and then that made him, break out of the huddle and come up to the line, and because there were some runs in there that you thought, well, you got stopped after 2, and then all of a sudden you see him break a little bit more, and now he's got 7 instead of 2. So we were due, and like you said, I think he'll be due a lot more if we continue to have good offensive game plans.
Yeah, all for sure, man. What did you give Pete Carmichael a thumbs up today? Offensive game plan.
I like the game plan. As many say, one game doesn't change the fact, right? I mean, the games of this last year and the games up to the beginning till this game here, I thought the offensive game planning was not good. It didn't make a difference that you have Carr as opposed to the red rifle that we had last year, right? And you kind of saw the first 3 games of this season that it really wasn't the quarterback position. That was really the offensive coordinator's position. Now, maybe lighting a fire under his feet. But I don't know how much, this would be interesting to find out, how much input did the other offensive position coaches have this week as opposed to the weeks past?
Yeah. I'd be curious to know what changes were made in that process. That's really interesting to find out.
Well, Kamara said after the last game, they had to have some conversations.
Right.
And I have a feeling the conversations were not just players to coaches, but coaches to coaches. And I think that perhaps the running back coach put in some emphasis on the run game. And I'll remind you, we don't have our starting tight end playing in the game.
Yeah.
So when he comes back, because I really think that's one of the things that's missing here is tight end play. Matter of fact, I texted today when Jimmy Graham dropped that ball.
Right, yeah.
Man, did we get Hobie Brenner back playing with us? I loved Hobie Brenner, but man, he had stone hands,
Yep.
So I think that's a position that could make a difference as well. if we have a tight end who can actually catch the ball.
Yeah.
And Johnson's capable of doing that, you know?
Oh, for sure.
So,
Yeah.
so I'm not going to let Carmichael off the hook, but I'm happy with what we had today in the game plan.
Yeah, I was expecting to see Darren Waller from Juwan Johnson. That's the kind of production I was expecting to see. So, B-Train saying P. Carmichael gained a little more time with this game. I would absolutely agree.
Yes. Yeah.
He bought himself some time.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
But one thing I noticed about the game plan, we saw a lot more throws over the middle, where last week we didn't see any.
Right.
And that was a great adjustment there. So
right. And that's why I brought up the fact about the tight end, because a lot of those inside that area, especially when they're playing two zone, and you have that open space in there. If we had a really legitimate tight end, that could free up a lot of game plan. You know? So it was a good positive step.
Yep. Next thing I got is nice job from Carr dumping the ball off to Miller, and Miller takes it 30 yards. It's very encouraging to see him not hold the ball and throw it to his guy, and the guy actually make something happen, when given the opportunity. So,
well, he still held the ball a couple of times that I was yelling at the screen. So, I guess I become more conscious of it because how many times you say it on our text.
Yeah.
And so I'm it's like, wait a second, we're complaining about the offensive line, but this cat's sitting back there 7-8 seconds, dude. You can't sit back there 7-8, even if the line gives you that time. Hey, 1, 2, 3, not there. Either run or throw it away. It's like we were talking about Richardson for the Colts. Carr's been around long enough to know, hey, if I hold it that long, I'm going to get tattooed back here, and that's not good.
Yeah, Richardson tried to run somebody over today, and he paid the price.
Well, these young people, they don't get that. I'm an old guy, and so I've seen this so many times where young quarterbacks come out of college, and it takes a little while to adjust to realize, hey, when I'm playing against another team in college, they only have two guys I have to worry about. No, even the worst player on our defense who's sitting on the bench is faster and stronger than the guys you played against in college. We're talking about the elite here, So, it's foolish for quarterbacks not to learn, slide, get out of bounds, throw it away, So, especially when you're young and your body hasn't really filled out yet, This is like what I say about the kid at Carolina, Bryce Young, right?
Okay.
He needs 2 years of body work and good time.
Yeah,
to be able to take the pounding. Because that's what it is, when people talk about Drew being a small guy, he might have been small, but he was so fit, and knowing when to get rid of the ball, he could take those hits on a Sunday, So.
All right, question from Jake. Do you think that Olave drop was actually a drop? I thought he had it.
So now we go back to this business, and we've talked about this so many times.
What's a catch? Yeah.
What's a blessed catch? I mean, first of all, God bless him, man. That stretching out to catch the ball on his fingertips, that right there was like worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
And now he hit the ground, he still had the ball.
Yeah. All right.
So if you hit the ground, you cross the plane, you got how many times? And this is what it always comes up, right, Dale? So the running back gets the ball, he crosses the plane, the ball goes away, but he crossed the plane. Well, touchdown, because the ball's dead once you cross the plane.
Yeah.
So how is that different for Olave? I've got the ball, I've made the sensational catch, I've crossed the goal line, I'm inbounds, I roll over, I still have the ball, and I hit the ground and the ball comes up. Nope, sorry, no catch.
What is a catch?
Exactly.
I do not know.
We're back to that. Yeah.
Do not know. Yep.
But
so speaking of Olave, we got Carr to Olave in the end zone over the middle, 21-0 Saints. Like I've always been talking about Derek Carr in the red zone, and this game he cashed in when he got into the red zone, and I got to get him props for that. So
Yeah. Well, and you're not the only one, Dale. A lot of people have talked about how he's good between the 20s, but anytime you get inside the red zone, he seems not to be as good. And I would say to you that, again, he had a lot of time to throw that ball to Olave. Our offensive line gave him time.
It did.
And I also think, you see, they're getting more used to each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he waited knowing he knew Olave was going to turn back around and go the other way.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that. And so he just said, I just wait one more second for him to turn around. So there are a lot of good things there. And again, I go back to what I said. Just wait till we get Johnson back.
Yeah.
Because I really, I'm kind of puzzled about Jimmy Graham's position when we're that close to the end zone. I don't see him being used in what I thought they were going to do in the red zone with him.
Yeah, I honestly thought they would do like, you remember back when we had Shockey, we just had Jimmy Graham, like they put in Josh Hill and him and all of them like all together, and the other team counter thinking, okay, it's a jumbo package, bring in your big guy. Well, Sean Payton spread them out, and I'm throwing a jump ball up and they got a linebacker covering Jimmy Graham, like that's money all day. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't see him being used that way. See, but now we go back to the offensive game plan, right? Mm-hmm. When Dennis Allen said, you remember his interview? Oh yeah, we have a special package. We know how we're going to use Jimmy. We have I haven't seen it. I don't know. Yep.
Yep.
He played a lot of plays. I don't know how many he played today, but I saw him in there a lot. I saw 80 in there a lot.
Yeah, he did. He played a lot.
How many balls did he get thrown to? 2?
Let me see by his time.
One he dropped.
Yeah.
And I think he only had one other ball thrown at him where he caught it. I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Jimmy Graham. Nope, one target. That's it.
One.
No catches. Yep, one target.
Catches. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's it. Foster Moreau got 1 for 6.
Maybe that's what I thought. 87. Yeah. Moreau. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now that's another great play right there that we hadn't seen, right?
Have not seen that at all.
That little inside pitch like that.
Yeah.
Wow, that was like money.
Yeah. We see Kansas City run it a lot and with great success. Yep. But yes, first time I've ever seen it running New Orleans, and we scored a touchdown with it. So props to Pete Carmichael for that.
Absolutely.
I did see like another screenplay that we call it worked out pretty good to Miller. That's something we hadn't really seen this season. It's screens. And that's a staple of the Saints offense.
Well, we have to take advantage of the offensive linemen that we have that can really get out there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Penning can get out there, and as bad as Pete might be on pass blocking, Pete's a bulldozer on run plays. And so on those kind of little screen things, it's basically a run play. He gets out there, right? So even though he's not playing, it was concussion protocol. But I think that, again, the proper game plan for the people we have playing, So, that was good to see that little screen pass. And see, I think Miller is ideal for that. I think he has that skill for that, sort of like Pierre used to have, doing that play.
Yeah. So, Yep. So into the second half, I did chart another sack where I thought Carr just held the ball way too long instead of getting rid of it. And he went back to the old ways there. And then that led to a groupie field goal, 24-0 Saints. But groupie has been money all season, just missed the long field goal. And that was really it.
Well, as I refer to him, the Louisiana Shrimp.
Yeah.
Because every time he's in there, I'm like, is this middle school kicker? I mean, little tiny guy.
Tiny guy, right?
But you see, I would be of this thought. I think that one miss, I think that brought him to a different place. I really think, because, these kickers are all in their head, And I really think, because, man, look at the ones you kicked today, right? 2+ 50s, right? 1 into the wind. Or was it 2? I mean, it might have been 2 into the wind. But, man, solid, right? Money kicks. So, and I think that, again, it's that combination, right? Center, holder, kicker. So that looks really good. I mean, every time I'm seeing real good coordination with the punter really putting the ball down, So, yeah, I think the Louisiana Shrimp is doing good. Now, let's see what happens when he has to kick the final field goal for the win. Let's see how that's going to happen.
Yeah. It's always different when the game's on the line. And they try to simulate it. They do stuff in training camp. Guys get out of running, or these guys got to run versus those guys got to run. They put some stakes on it, so it does give you something. So
but this game was good too because it was outside. So I think that would also increase his confidence in knowing, hey, if I can get that good outside, I'm in a condition like of a dome. I have good chances of making the kick. So yeah, I'm positive about the guy. I really like the guy. I have to tell you that I really think that's one of the decisions that this coaching staff made that I agree with. Yeah. I love to death Big Nuts Lutz, but after that injury, he was just not the same kicker anymore. And you've seen that in Denver.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
Now the punter, I'm not so much sold on yet, but okay.
Yeah. But he shut me up today. I must say he did his thing. Net average of 44 yards there, 3 inside the 20, 1 touchback. I can't complain about him today. He had a long of 55 yards too. So
yep. I agree.
What did you think of New England testing Adebo so much this game? It seemed like he got like a bunch of targets coming through.
Well, I think that coaches have to find somebody that they can work on, right? Mm-hmm. And just based on his reputation, it's not going to be Lattimore, right? So that leaves you, okay, either the guy in the slot or the guy on the other side. So, and really, we didn't hear Taylor's name so much today.
Yeah.
So they were picking on, Adebo, but man, I find it hard to believe that coaches think that Adebo is not that good. And I will tell you my belief, right? The back four live on the front seven, right? So as we were talking earlier with our friend from the New England Patriots side, we only rushed 4 almost the entire game.
Yeah.
But those 4, man, were money, and Werner, holy smokes, man, on one of those long passes, they had Werner in the front and the rookie holding him and behind him.
Yeah.
Werner was like step for step with the wide receiver. So when you have that kind of speeded linebacker, so
Jake likes that too. He's an Ohio State guy, Pete Warner from Ohio State. So
I'm very impressed with Werner. Very impressed with him.
Yeah.
So I know Double D. He plays the game. I like what the commentators were talking about, how he spends over 6 figures every year, to get himself in the right mindset. He use a mind something, doggone, and I meant to remember myself what it was, with some term that they used.
Like a counselor?
Place. What's that?
Was it like a counselor?
Mind therapy of some sort. I have to think about what they said, but and you can tell the kind of dedication it takes, right? And such a great example, like our friend was saying, when you have veterans combined with younger players, how those veterans prepare and how those veterans think through the game is a tremendous asset, to getting the younger players to play at that same high level.
Yeah.
Sure. So, Honey Badger is still a good player. He's not the guy he used to be, right? But it's that experience, right? And the way he prepares and knowing, hey, I might be a step slower, but I know it's coming, so I can be in the right place. And I love some of these young safeties we have.
Yeah.
So I think that's really the telltale. But Werner, man, he impresses the heck out of me.
Yeah. So I saw Howden in on a few plays and everything. I'm liking what I see so far. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's pick a game of player of the game here. If you want to do one on both sides, that's cool too. So
Okay, well, I would say on offense, I think Kamara is the guy I have to go with if I'm going to go one of the skill position players. I think his contribution was top notch. And again, if I'm going with defense, I'm going with Werner. I think those two guys really set the tone on each side of the ball. So those would be my – and if special teams, I still like the Louisiana Shrimp.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I think we had some good players all around. Granderson, you can't leave him off either, and playing in this game. So, so there you go. Those would be my players.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Honey Badger on the defensive side, getting that first touchdown. I think he set the momentum, put us on the right path.
Yeah.
And on offense, I really like what Mike Thomas did today. He was a target hog, 7 targets on the day, lots of stuff over the middle. He got some out routes and everything too, but I thought he was pretty consistent out there and battling for Derek Carr and keeping him comfortable out there. So, and I think this is why we got to see, nice production on offense. I still like to see more in the passing game, but I think this was a big step forward. And I think we're back on offense. How about that? We're back.
Well, we're part of the way back. I'll go with you there. I like your picks. I would agree with you. And yes, I think we're heading now in the right direction. Now, can we keep, can we keep the car on the right line? You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So
that's right. Keep ascending, baby. Keep getting better.
Right. Texans are next, so let's see what we do.
Yeah. That's right. That's right, B-Train. We back.
That's right. We're back. Yeah. So
that's right. Okay. Well, hey, that's gonna wrap it up for us today. The Saints beat the Patriots 34-0.
Woohoo!
Thank you for joining us on the Beer Chaser. We'll be back next week. For my guy Tomas, I am Dale. Who that to you?
Later.
Remember to follow us on social media at bsnbeer media. Also, smash the like button on YouTube and share with friends.